Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, we were playing some other games, and now we're playing Roblox. So I'm just checking out the logging area that the new area that I made. And I just wanted to show kind of, it's big, we know it's big, so I'm just kind of driving around in the trashy garbage truck, which is so perfect. So I finished, it's almost done. I need a few more trees and whatever, right? Obviously, this area needs to be worked on still, right? There's going to be more fields on this side and a couple of big barns and maybe a big farm where we can get resources from, because this is a trucking, part of it is a trucking game, right? So I just wanted to just show sort of where we're at. Yeah, so when you're creating stuff like this, it's really neat because you can create different elements. Maybe what I'll do is, all this area can still be used. You know, right now it's empty space, but it can be used in some capacity. But I just thought this was really cool because you can come over here with a truck. Maybe I'll make a little pull out here, right? And then you can stop. So we'll still be able to see the train. We'll be able to see the big lake down there. And then anybody driving along the road. It's pretty cool, actually. We'll be able to see them from up here. So this is the logging area, right? So you'll come into here, and then in this open section on this side. So this is going to be cut off here, so you can't come through. You got to take the road, and this is where the player will pick up the logs in here. So that needs to be designed. That's what I'll be working on next. The pickup area, and then we'll get to test that out. Right, because as you see, I want to do a couple of trucking missions. I want to do the garbage missions. I want to do the some taxi missions, and I want to make some towing missions, and just to, 4 or 5 things that we're going to throw into the game before we alpha it, and then that way that gives the player a decent selection when they join the game. As I'm saying, if you release your game too early and there isn't enough for the players to do, they're going to like it, they're going to get it, they're going to like it, and they're going to play it, but then they're going to get bored, and they're going to go somewhere else. So what we want to do is we want to try and have enough in here to keep the player active and steady, so we can also at the same time provide updates to the game, right? So the player is waiting for the updates, but there's enough for them to do, so they don't go elsewhere, etc., etc. So yeah, so this is what we've created. Now I don't know about this area over here. This is just kind of a rocky sort of area on the map. Right, you can drive anywhere because it's a vehicle game, right? I haven't put up any guardrails yet. For where you... Oh, that's cool, actually. A little back area. Yeah, so this is where we're at. Still back to this, working on this for a little bit. Oh my goodness, this garbage truck is awesome. It is just wobbly. Oh, I'm going to have a better one for sure, but... for a starter truck, oh, this thing is perfect. This thing is perfect. Right, so a lot of this ground is going to get covered. A lot of this too, right? As you can see, there's still a lot of trees and stuff that need to be put in. But the map is huge, and roads. Okay, so all this empty space is going to have dirt roads, windy dirt roads that the player can drive through. I think that's really important. One big thing with these driving games is you want to have infrastructure, and if you look at a lot of the big driving games that people enjoy time and time again, that is one thing that they have, is a lot of infrastructure. So that is going to almost do it for today's video. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, liking and subscribing, because you're awesome. That's it. So this is the area here, right? Sparse vegetation. Sparse vegetation over here, and then, like I say, I need to close this off. So I don't know if I can do that with something like this. Could do that, and then what just was that? Section, right? Yeah. Good. All right. So we'll grab that. This one. So we'll move off the road. Yeah, so I mean, I still got to go through and make some adjustments and this kind of stuff. There's still a lot of that, a lot of the detail decorating work to be done. But as you can see, it's not really laggy. So I'm not trying to fill in the map to the point where it's not renderable for the player, right? And then, so there we go. So we're going to pick up the logs here. So I got to put a few things there in the station. And then these other little areas, as you saw, they're huge. You know, this is still quite a bit of space. So we can maybe like double, dual purpose this kind of area, right? For RP and whatever. And then as you can see the way it's decorated, a lot of this is going to be decorated the same. Maybe when we get over here, we'll sort of change the foliage a little bit. And on this side, like I say, there's going to be a big farm here with some roads. Probably just some fields in here, and there is going to be some dirt roads throughout here. Similar, windy, kind of all the way through. So there's going to be lots and lots of infrastructure. That was why we wanted to finish creating our map. Right? It goes in steps. You figure out your initial infrastructure, which is the main roads. And then once you know what your main roads are like, then you just kind of fill it in. And then after that, you need to figure out where you want your secondary roads. Because the secondary roads, so same like with this empty area here, probably what I'll do is I'll remove some vegetation. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll make a road that cuts through there. And it's going to cut through here, and maybe it'll wind through here. And then I can have an area here and an area here. And that's basically what we're doing now, right? As I was saying, we're going to be sparsely filling in the map. You know, we'll need a truck pull out here, maybe a truck pull out here, somewhere around here. I know these hills are a bit big. So now what I can do is I can cut these hills back, kind of redesign it, or we just come up top, do something up to, you know, like whatever, right? It's just sort of hidden up here, which I think would be kind of neat. So that's that. So that's sort of the next step, is filling it in with the vegetation and continuing to develop the infrastructure. Once the infrastructure is complete, you know, probably a couple of days of that, a couple of days of decent drawing roads. There isn't much, right? And then, of course, just repeating a lot of the same buildings that we have, because the buildings that we have are the buildings that we want. And then we will be ready. We'll have something with a little more substance and a little more thickness than what we have right now. So that's where we're at. So thank you so much for watching. I did want to show that because it's deceptive. When you're watching the video, you're looking at the trees and stuff, and it's hard to see the scale. But then when you're driving on it, you realize that, like, that's a huge road. You know, our garbage truck was tiny. Right? You could fit two vehicles, one vehicle facing this way, one vehicle facing the other way on this road, and then we have all this other space. So there's a lot to do. A lot to do. Anyways, thank you so much. Yeah, towing missions, etc., etc. This is going to be neat. So, and that's the thing. So that's sort of what I'm going to start doing now as well. Is so like in here, for example, in and amongst the foliage, maybe we bury a vehicle. Right? What do we got here? Let's do something else in this video. Server storage, and then we have our respawn vehicles. So maybe there's a scrap truck. But what I'll do is maybe I'll change this. Hold on, before we do this, I'll change it so that way maybe it's a logging truck instead. You know, something more fitting for the area. Let's see. Let's close this. Let's close this. Just make it easy so I can actually drag the model to the workspace. So we'll do this. Wherever it is, it's here. It's going to load slow. Alright, then we have to take this. Now, I won't be able to play the game because, well, I might be able to actually because the scripts are active. But there, like you see how small these vehicles are compared to the map? It's huge. So maybe buried in here somewhere, okay, we got this truck that's stuck. It came all the way out here, and now it's stuck. I don't know, maybe it's on its side. You know, right? This is where we get to be creative, right? So there's a truck out here, It's stuck on its side, and this is part of the towing missions. So this is be one of the towing missions, right? We have to come all the way out here, and we got to unbury this truck. Probably thinking to yourselves, how did this guy get buried all the way out here? Who knows? But that is the fun thing about what we're doing here, right? So maybe he just kind of buried in some bushes. And then you have to come over here with, this would be like a heavy wrecker job, where you come over here with the heavy wrecker. And then to help us out, perhaps what we'll do is some of these rocks, maybe we'll be able to, well, no, the truck anchors itself, so there you go, yeah, right? So there's a truck buried in there. Maybe it'll be a fuel truck. I don't know, maybe it'll be a logging truck. Something like that, right? But now it's time we can be creative. We can set this up as, this could be a mission, a towing mission, similar in the way that we set up the construction mission, right? Where we have to bring the pipes and the cement and that kind of stuff. So in this case, it's a towing mission. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of show that just to see the kind of, we're getting there, right? We're getting there, but we just got to add that creativity to the map. I think that's pretty cool. And then maybe, who knows, this being part of a mission instead of a big truck, maybe it's a little car that's stuck, and then you rescue the car, and that lets us upgrade to another vehicle, etc., etc. Just kind of throwing some ideas out there. So over the next couple of days, we'll be finishing this, and then we'll be getting right into some of the fun missions and fun things that we're going to have on here. So once again, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. You guys are awesome. And there is a lot coming down the pipe. We'll see you then.